Hello everyone, my name's Justin. I'm here today to try out the Laravel Daily Root Model Binding Challenge that has been set. So we've got the GitHub repo here, and within this we've got 4 different tasks that we need to complete. 3, sorry. And I've already gone through the setup process. So I've already done all of this and I have my site here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through task 1. So task 1, when you click a view, error should be something like this, target not there. So let's click view, bang, there we go. We've got the same bit there. Okay. But we should get transaction. So first let's have a look at our route just to double check this. So we've got our transaction controller. And inside our transaction controller, in our index, we are specifying the full path to transaction, but now we're not using it in any of these others. What I'm going to do is import that class. That does mean we can get rid of this as well. Save that. Let's head back over. Bang, there we go. So we got transaction 1 complete. That is good. So, task 2, export. You can perform this task only after you finish task 1, otherwise you will get the same error as task 1. When you click export, the error should be something like this. So let's use the first one. We're going to go export, trying to find, so we've got transaction user name. Okay, so in export, we've got view, we're compacting transaction. That's cool. So let's have a look at the transaction model. And we can see here that the model belongs to user. Cool. User has name. Ooh. So, gonna look back. Let us have a look at the controller again. And in export, let's do bring transaction load user. No. Okay, so we've got a transaction. Let's have a look at the database seeders. User, so we created user underscore ID. That's fine. So we created 10 factories with the user set. That's being set correctly. We're not having to load that, so that's fine. Take that back out. Let's do some debugging. Go to export and that there. Let's just dump the transaction. Okay, so we've got no relationships here. So if we were to do this, should come out null. There we go. If we put it in brackets, we get the user. Okay, but we don't want the brackets. We want it like this. So in here, I'm believing this is the right one because we're doing the export and that should return the export view. I believe it's load. Have a quick look. Let's have a load. So you could do Maybe we've got the model wrong. Let's go back and have a look at the model. No, that's correct. Name is definitely a field. And if we go back here, put that, we can see under our syllable. Define property. Yeah, let's go back to transaction. Let's dump the transaction. We have a relationship with user. So is it a case of that the user isn't actually set? No, look, we've got a user here. Let's have a look at this page. They're doing it with user. Yet, that's fine. And then let's have a look at the index. We're using username. Yeah. Where there's a load yeah, string transaction dash load. Then that should load it before it passes it here. Let's just for sanity check. I don't think that's right. It's not even fun. Put that out there. Stop playing with that. Let's just do it. There. Okay. Now my brain's working. Let's just double check the root. Where is our export? Would that be transaction? That was so dumb of me. Okay, now we're pulling through the right information. Do we even need the load? We don't technically need the load. Okay, so we can get rid of that as well. Okay, that's that done. The next one is duplicate, which gives us a 404. So let's check the root first. So I believe we need to move this up because it's going to be looking for this transaction number first without the duplicate. So let's try that. No. Let's leave it up here anyway. Let's leave it up here. Then we got this, but we need to tell it that this is the UUID. Otherwise, it's going to be looking for a number. So we can go to the docs, and if we have a look at roots, there is a section on here where we can change what it is that it's using to search for it. I never remember what it's called. Not prefixing. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We're doing an implicit binding where we've got user, 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 user. But that's what we're looking at if we're looking at Laravel 8. So we can add here UID, and let's just double check that's what it is in the migration. UUID. Okay. So bang. There is our duplicate. Now, does it work if we put it back down here? See, I don't want to move it if I don't have to. Yes, okay, it still works, so it didn't need to be moved. All I needed to do extra bits, yeah. Okay. So these are our tasks. So we had task 1, get the view working, and that was a case of adding the use. We could have gone in and added app model to the front of these if you really wanted to. This is shorter. We've done that. We removed it from here as well, so it wasn't needed. Okay. Task 2 was the fact that we couldn't read the name of the user, but actually it turned out that we weren't even passing the transaction model across to the export because we had a spelling mistake here. So we went from transactions, which is correct on the root, but not on the binding here. And then our last one was because we were using a UUID as the parameter. So we needed to classify it there. And we've done that with the Laravel 8 way of doing it. But otherwise, yeah, you can do stuff like this for get root key name and bits. And there used to be another way of doing it where you could change it. But that looks like that was in a previous version. But that's it. We now have a working site. Let's take that back. Here's our homepage. Our view works. Our export works. And our duplicate works. And there's the 2 files that we changed. And that's all that was needed to get this back up and working. So thank you very much. And thank you to Laravel Daily for the challenge.